but this game should be really good. Death Llama is a team that has been active for a very long time in the competitive Dominion scene. Vora Tall Grass is a relatively newer team, so it's just, man, it's so happy. Seeing Jax getting banned. Jax, very durable champion. He's got counterattack. He has a lamppost because he was so overpowered that he nerfed himself. That's what happened. He was so good. He's like, no, I can't do this anymore. Yorick is banned because he has a lot of sustain bottom lane, has good harass, and the ultimate that Yorick has is really good at defending towers and attacking towers. All of a sudden, there's two Yoricks, and it's not because your graphics are freaking out. It's just because that's Yorick's ultimate. Malphite is extremely durable, probably one of the most durable champions. That's not Rammus anyway. In Dominion, really good against attack damage champions with the Ground Slam, which is the AoE attack speed reduction. And his ultimate's also really good. Lulu gets banned because she is a great support and can make her allies' HP a lie. Just when you think you had someone burst down, Lulu uses her abilities on them, and then all of a sudden your burst doesn't kill them, and all your stuff is on cooldown, and they violence you, and you get a free trip back to the summoner pad to think about what you did. Unless you have revive, then you smack that revive key and you go right back and get revenge on them for daring to think that you couldn't kill them. That's definitely the boss mode way to do it. We're seeing a Rengar ban. Rengar has been proven to be really strong so far in this tournament. Oni Snake has played some good Rengar today, and Rengar with some recent changes has had a little bit of an upswing in his power. If you played Rengar right when he came out, play him again. Riot's made some adjustments to him. See how much you like him since the changes. I highly encourage you guys to do that, because Rengar, I'm not sure whether I like Rengar as a champion or I think he's weird, but make your own decisions. Go play him. He's pretty awesome.
Yep, and we're looking at some of the picks going down. Amumu, Ezreal, seeing some play again. Blitzcrank, all champions we've already seen today, some more so than others. And Darius did get through once again, so going to be seeing that true damage dunk coming out from that champion. And let's see, they are hovering over it. I'm assuming they're just maybe talking through things or whatnot, because I don't expect to switch from either Amumu or Ezreal. Both very, very strong champions. There we go. Going to be locked in on the Blue Tall Grass side. And yes, blue team is Blue Tall Grass. In case that wasn't mentioned, can't remember. We do have Death to Llamas here on the purple side. Just waiting on the bans, and I mean, we've talked about all the champions so far. We talked a lot about kind of Dominion strategy, Dominion meta, but I think this is a good chance to kind of mention that, yeah, the standard opening meta is one bot, 3 top, and then 1 each, kind of taking time in the middle tower and then moving on top. So it's kind of a 4-1 setup. That's usually how it opens. But after that, it's hard to compare this to any other kind of MOBA style game of, you know, having a meta, because there's no like laning phase. It's always fluid. It's very mobile. It just adapts within the game itself. It's up to the teams to shift focus whenever they want. We have seen some interesting strategies before, though. I mean, for instance, Pooter is very well known for that backcap strategy, distracting the enemy team and keeping an enemy player completely away from the game to chase him around. At the same time, we also saw, I believe it was Cheese Enema, who started with a 4 bot 1 top beginning, and so they would only cap the middle tower. They wouldn't go for the windmill. They'd instantly kill someone in the bot lane on the enemy team and capture the enemy's bot lane tower. Very interesting strategies we've seen. Other than that, you know, mid game, late game, it's all about how the game evolves, how the teams react, and you know, sometimes you need to just shift focus and spread out. Sometimes you need to force team fights. All of that comes into play, and you just have to be, you know, quick on your feet and adapt to what you're seeing, to the nexus point differences, etc.
So I'm seeing some champions that we don't normally see, but that I really, really like. We've seen Teemo so far this event. Teemo's got awesome map control. I'd say he has one of the best map controls in Dominion. And Blitzcrank has the best disruption, I think, in the game, just altogether. He has 3 disruption abilities. He's got Mana Barrier, it's nice. And he can disrupt like a boss. You got that airborne, got that pull, got that AoE interrupt with static field. We have Lee Sin, who is a pretty good chase, does good damage. Ziggs has a long range bomb that he can throw, and he's a spammy little guy. He can just keep throwing out that damage. He zones pretty hard because he has so many abilities that he can throw out that are AoE that you have to be kind of cautious where you approach him from. Darius, we've talked about before. Good fight cleanup, tanky, helps out with the control. Amumu, tanky, helps out with the control. I hate to say the same thing. I'll go into a little bit more detail. Amumu's got really good AoE damage. He has a big range AoE with his ultimate. That's really good for disruption, really good for controlling people on towers. You don't want to dive against Amumu because then you'll just get locked under the tower in the midst of his despair and tantrum. And especially if you're around Darius, who has Decimate as well, and Ezreal, who has the one that goes through people shot.
True
I
Shot
don't remember.
Barrage.
No, the littler
Oh,
one.
Essence Flux.
Littler. Yeah, Essence Flux. Thank you. Yes, Sub-Zero. This is a Dominion tournament. Finals have ended. We're doing the last match of the third and fourth place game, which is tied 1-1 right now. But yeah, with the Essence Flux, he's able to hit multiple targets with that. Karma's able to hit multiple targets with that. You don't want to get locked down because that team will just destroy you. And Amumu's great at doing that. Ezreal has good range, does good damage, but you don't know exactly where he is, but you know exactly what he'll do to you. He could be closer to you than you think, so he can all of a sudden close that gap when you thought you were out of range. You're dead. He's just going to kill you. Just when you think he's in range for you to kill, no, he's gone. He's over there. You just missed with all your abilities. Now all your stuff's on cooldown, and he's going to come kill you. Or he just teleports through the fruit stand, takes an orange, and walks away. Ezreal's just great. Good escape, good delivery. Everything about him is awesome. Now, the two champions that I'm seeing here that I like is this Rizal guy in chat. Gets it. Now Tassin plays a good Karma. And Karma, I feel like, is a champion that's hard to use because of the way that her little chord line effect thing works. I'll talk about Revive in a second, Sugzo one. And her damage is AoE, but it's got a short range on her that conical one that she uses, and the other one's a line effect that she has to kind of like run around and draw shapes with. But she can really boost her allies' effectiveness because you throw down that heal all of a sudden, and you got that shield thing going on too. You can't really burst people down around her, and she can help Ezreal play the hero in a big way. So I'm a big fan of Karma, but she's difficult to use. She's kind of hard to position. There's some control things, but her kit's nice. You try and burst someone down, then bam, Karma happened. You're like, whoa, they're not dead. And then Ezreal kills you. So you got to watch out for that. Now, the last one is Skarner, and I've always been a big fan of Skarner. A friend of mine, Keklemek, plays an awesome Skarner in Dominion, and people now are just talking about, oh, I think Skarner's good. And Skarner, I think, just hasn't been explored a lot. He's a really durable champion. He's got good chase. His suppress is great. He's good at kidnapping people just straight off of towers. And he's got a nice little localized AoE, so he can get a little spammy with that underneath towers and be extremely disruptive. And I think he's a really good champion. And he's really hard to focus as well because of that thing that gives him the shield. I don't know Skarner's abilities. I'm sorry. There's 515 abilities in the game. I don't know all of them sometimes, so I try and remember names as best I can. But Trober, someone was asking about Revive. You want to talk about that real quick for the viewers that aren't familiar with it?
For sure. Revive is, the quickest answer is, the short answer basically, is Revive is like Flash on Summer's Rift. It is the necessary summer spell. Nearly everyone takes it. It's super favored, and here's why. And I think this is a good time to also mention why Ghost is not used as often. Ghost is simply a speed buff. It does let you walk through minions, but obviously there aren't that many minions you're going to be fighting around in Dominion. And it's a speed buff, and that's nice, but the map is technically quite small. You're not going to need the duration of Ghost that often in this game. What's more important is not only a speed buff, but maximizing your time on the map, maximizing the time you play, and Revive gives you that, and you have to take the mastery point, of course, to get that HP, get that speed buff when you spawn, and that way you kind of get the speed buff to catch up, go back to a tower that's being taken or that you want to take, get back into the fight. It gets you there fast. At the same time, it minimizes the time you spend dead in a game. You can cut it down. Early game it's not going to matter too much, but late game you cut down so much on downtime, and it makes a huge difference on how those cooldowns align. And as Gander always mentions, the only way to counter a revive directly is to take your own revive, because if the enemy dies to you but they spawn, or if you both trade kills and they spawn, the only way to counter that is to be alive yourself at good health and good mana, or whatever the resource you may use. And so that's kind of just why revive has grown to be the flash. Some players are known not to take revive. They feel comfortable, or they play a position where they're not going to be focused as much. Or for instance, Pooters plays super mobility distraction, so he does take ghost and flash quite often, things like that. But revive, with that mastery point on the defense tree, is very, very crucial and just changes the game so often. It's like the comeback summoner spell. You come back from a team fight, or you come back late game to get all these captures all of a sudden out of nowhere. You guys like ace each other, but then one team's all up again and one team isn't. Things like that. And you would think, well, what are the chances that that lines up? Actually quite high. We see it all the time, especially for instance with the windmill fight that often happens in a standard game up top. You'll see it make a huge difference depending on when champions are killed. If you're wiped completely early, you can actually use it to come back before the tower is captured and finish off the fight and capture it yourself. There's a lot of kind of mind games being played here with revive. So very, very important summoner spell, and ghost not as much as you might think when you first start Dominion.
Yeah, the summoner spells, to expand just a little bit further from that, Garrison is really, really good for holding points. Not so good for attacking points. Definitely has deuces when attacking a point, but for the most part, Garrison is a great defensive spell, and Exhaust is really useful for attacking. Exhaust, Ignite are more attack-oriented. Garrison is more defense-oriented. Granted, both of them have sort of a dual purpose, but that's one thing you can look at when you enter a game, see which team has more Garrisons or less Garrisons or whatever, kind of give you an idea of what kind of game they're going to be playing. My spec client doesn't want to load, so I'm trying to get in.
All right, I'm trying to figure out who's going bot lane from Death here. We see Ziggs, Lee Sin, and Mordekaiser are all hanging out towards the bottom section, but Naked Apron Plan, that Giant Fist Lee Sin is looking really, really eager to go out into the bot lane, so I'm going to have to assume that's who we'll see bottom lane, unless they're sending two people, and that could be one of those instances of somewhat non-standard openings in the game. Ezreal hates Noxians, by the way, if you guys didn't hear. Breaking news. Ezreal does not appreciate the company of Noxians. And we do see Mordekaiser actually setting up as I suspected originally. We'll see if Lee Sin joins him though. That'd be quite interesting to see. But my guess is he won't be. He's just hanging out, keeping his buddy Mordekaiser company here before the summoner platforms are finished. Once again, this is the Game 3, so the tiebreaker for the third place match, the consolation match of this week's tournament. It's between Death here on the red side or purple side, and we have Beware Tall Grass here on the blue side as both teams go with a standard opening. The finals have already been finished. The winners this week once again were Pays on Child Support. If you missed that, the VODs will of course be recorded here on Twitch and also the YouTube channel of Gander's Clan, Vato Clan. Those will get updated on Monday, and there's a good grab onto Karma right away at the windmill by Blitzcrank, played by Arcus here, but Amumu retaliates with his own bandage shots. Ziggs trying to put out a lot of poke from behind his own front line. Lee Sin jumps in. There's the power fist from Blitzcrank, but there's the shield we've been talking about from Karma. Very, very deceptive health. Amumu is going to get out alive despite the poison dot on him from Teemo. It turns into a 4v3 though as Blitzcrank is still able to stick around, and the grab to kite that poor Darius as Lee Sin picks up the kill. Meanwhile, bottom Skarner picks up an early kill onto Mordekaiser as Karma and Ezreal still battle up here against the aggression coming out from Death Salamas wants to channel this tower down before reinforcements arrive via revive from Beware Tall Grass. Teemo just standing in front of his teammates to take a lot of those skill shots so that they can continue channeling. Teemo's actually going to get caught by that apprehend though. Can Ziggs finish the channel? No, Amuma's going to stop him with a bandage toss across the corner of the wall, and a double kill by Karma with that AoE burst. Darius and Ezreal are going to chase down Blitzcrank as Karma now begins to channel on her own. Amuma's going to keep chasing down onto Ziggs. Ziggs needs to try to run away. He's juking, but there's a bandage toss doing so much burst damage, and Teemo is going to come up with Lee Sin to try to save Ziggs. Amumu is going to get taken down with the help of one huge tower hit, but it doesn't matter because Karma from Beware Tall Grass will take the windmill for the blue team.
Now to San with an awesome play right there, really securing that windmill by taking those two guys out of the fight immediately, turning around to Cap, letting his teammates zone the enemy away so that he could cap freely up there to secure that point. Good play right there. But now we see Death to Llamas grouping up in the center of the map. They are making a little train here. They're going to go ahead and hang out in these bushes. They're going to wait for some poor, unsuspecting guy on the other team to know Blitzcrank's just going to blow the entire thing by walking out into the open and getting attacked while going into the bushes. But it is 4v2. Zenthian cannot jump over walls with that particular champion, so he's going to take a bunch of damage. Kless, however, is going to circle around and then get back into a position where he can dish out the hurt, but he is going to get chased away and into a Teemo Mushroom. Unfortunately, Deathscar hanging out trying to defend that point, and it leaves Karma alone at the top, unfortunately, to try and defend that point alone against the enemy team.
And we'll see what Karma can do to delay this. It's still only 1v2 because we do see Lee Sin and Blitzcrank being caught by Amumu. Crystal Sadmoni comes in with a true shot barrage. Lee Sin's going to get the cleanup kill onto Amumu, or rather the revenge kill for Blitzcrank, and Ezreal's just going to ignore him and run straight up to the top to help Karma defend the windmill. Karma a bit low on health, but as we mentioned, not going to be an issue with that shield that she has. Well, Ziggs is sitting on the sideline. Oh, the ult is going to connect to Karma. There's the shield. She has double her health all of a sudden, and the minefield does come out. Blitzcrank not able to get the grab. Ziggs will go down as Darius comes up, gets the apprehend to pull Blitzcrank right back as this is going to connect across the wall. Heals coming up from Karma. Karma is still alive and well. Lee Sin has decided to separate from his team and go straight for the refinery. Can he get the full capture? The Vanish Toss lands right as the tower finishes the capture. Mumu taking quite a bit of tower hits, and Blitzcrank and Teemo are going to join up. They've completely switched sides on the map. Towers are being captured. Pretty much alternating pattern right here as Mordekaiser and Ziggs recapture the Boneyard in the favor of Death to Llamas, now regaining that 3 cap to try to catch up in Nexus points.
Ezreal trying to back cap that drill over there, but I don't know if he's gonna. It's really scary. Classic, get out of there. Yes, he's going to Arcane Shift away from that point. Garrison gets thrown down on it for safety's sake over there. Vlandum trying to capture that top point, but he does have Kless coming up from the bottom, although Kless runs over that mushroom, lets him know that he's there. Zenthian wants to land that apprehend, and it looks like he's going to pocket it for the next champ. There he goes. He does get Vlandum with that apprehend, trying to get him low. Gets him with the Nox and Guillotine, splitting that Yordle right in half there. And now Descend going to retreat up to that top, grab that Health Relic. Health Relics also give you a little bit of mana. Now Descend, get the Relic passing on the Health Relics right now, going on down, helping Dustakar stay alive just a little bit longer there, and Dustakar would have died earlier than that if it were not for Karma, unfortunately. That tower is going to get captured by Death to Llamas.
Meanwhile, Mordekaiser finally seems to have gained some ground in the bottom lane. He took 2 early deaths here at the bottom, resulting in a capture of the Boneyard by Julie the Puff from the Where Tall Grass. But now they're holding on to each other, but the bottom towers are the objectives right now for both teams. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the focus shift just for a short time so that one team can gain the damage buff and then go back to setting up some team fights. Blitzcrank narrowly missing a grab onto Naosan's Karma. Meanwhile, Earthern going to try to zone out the minion wave, keep them slow, delay it, and get some good wave clear with his AoE abilities. Those bomb throws and the minefield doing a lot of work to the minion wave. We do see Lee Sin positioning maybe to take the Storm Shield. No, he's going to set up, going to run right into Amumu. And are they going to fight? Amumu's going to chase Naked Apron Plant away. He's going to jump to a Shroom, but that lets Amumu know that there is a Shroom indeed right there. Blitzcrank, meanwhile, among 3 of the enemy champions. There's a good ult coming up from Ziggs, but it doesn't do too much damage yet. And a great Crystal of Sad Mummy on top of a true shot barrage is going to put out so much AoE damage onto the team of Death to Llamas. Meanwhile, Lee Sin's going to pick up the kill onto Darius as he gets to execute from that Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike. He's going to survive from the bleed from Darius, and he's still trying to just kite across the wall. Ezreal has a double kill though, and if Ezreal's able to jump over the wall and take out Lee Sin, it's not a good place for Death to Llamas. The missing shot is going to miss, but there's the shield from Karma, mitigating all of that damage, and the shutdown gold goes to Karma as she takes out Lee Sin. Kless and Naosan now going to retake the windmill for Beware Tall Grass.
Point trading places, but Naudisen is looking kind of low on hit points. However, Naudisen is Karma, though opting to go back at the moment. Kless is going to hang around up here above the point, but in the center of the map, however, Dustakar has been intercepted, and there's just Teemo Mushrooms and Minefields and Blitzcrank grabs and Satchel Charges and Airborns and just all sorts of bad things happening to him, unfortunately. And getting caught in the middle of the map like that is going to really inhibit his team's ability to hold the top point. Zenthian having to retreat as well, trying to bail out his teammate, but grabbing Kless there. Kless is going to Arcane Shift almost into a mushroom there, but Karma shows up, throws down that shield, helping Kless to stay alive. Takes that mushroom for the team there to make sure Kless doesn't get it. And Skarner and Mordekaiser trading bottom lane, each one of them killing the other one. Ziggs going down there for a moment, looking like he was wanting to help out, but instead he's going to divert his attention to the top lane as both members bottom lane. Oh, grabs Naudison, pulls him out away from the tower, but Naudison just retreats right on. Throws down the garrison on the tower, expecting a push, but looks like they didn't want to push right quite at that exact second. Naudison trying to finish off Landham with the help of Kless there, but Kless not able to land that skill shot. Another grab on Karma right there, but Amumu comes in. Dustakar looking, he wants to get Vlandam in range so he can take him down, but Vlandam is going to be able to get away, unfortunately, and Ziggs is going to go down up on the top. Naked Apron Plan gets taught with a bandage toss, and finished off, and now Vlandam is going to have to run away. Nice, conveniently placed mushroom right there. Is Dustakar going to check it with the bandage? Oh, it's a little bit late to the party on the bandage toss, but that is good for Teemo.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Mordekaiser taking so much damage from Skarner. Skarner is going to commit to this fight. He's just chasing Mordekaiser down under the tower, but Ziggs is going to show up, so Skarner smartly backs out. That's going to force Mordekaiser to probably go back to base. There we go. But I wanted to mention earlier, Earthrun kind of made the mistake of backing off the Boneyard a little bit too early. All he had to do was just throw one ability a long range to clear out the minion wave, or help clear it out, but he didn't, and the neutralize ended up happening because of the minion push from the blue team, and that results in a little bit of a increased point gain by Dwar Tallgrass for a few seconds there. Meanwhile, at the top, you know, right now, Deathalamas is allowing Kless to put out just too much free damage, and here comes a Chujap Rush down the lane as Skarner is trying to defend the quarry all on his own against 3-4 people now showing up here at the bottom. As I mentioned, the objectives are here at the bottom of the lane, and so Deathalamas has taken the initiative to try to cap it for that damage, but Skarner comes back with that revive, gets the impale onto that poor Yordle Scientist, but Ziggs is going to run away with that minefield. There's a knockup from Blitz. Ziggs doing a great job of kiting. Teemo, meanwhile, has baited out Darius all the way through, still have very good health, and everyone from Deathalamas is still alive. Arcos on Blitzcrank running and tries to get Silence, not able to connect, but can he get the grab over the wall? He just wants to get this kill, and there is the punch alongside Mordekaiser, who will get the last hit on that kill. Meanwhile, Lee Sin gets a damage buff, but he can't stay and fight here at the drill. He needs to back out. It's a 2v1 situation, not the place you want to be, and you know, rather than going all the way back to assist Lee Sin, we're going to see Blitzcrank go for the refinery while Teemo goes straight for the windmill. Great decision making coming in from Deathalamas.
Yeah, splitting up like that, knowing that the windmill is undefended right now, they can break someone off, send them up there, and they know they'll be able to get that point completely uncontested as long as they are applying pressure, being active elsewhere on the map. And at the drill now, they're diving pretty hard in. They want to get Naudison and Naked Apron and Dustakar off there. Naked Apron Plan getting caught, but not able to be killed. Unfortunately, he's just a little bit too tough for that. Arcos, though, looking a little bit worse for wear up at the top lane, but so is Zenthian. This could be one grab away from complete unmitigated disaster, or this could be one Noxian Guillotine away from Blitzcrank ending up in spare parts bin. We're going to see what happens right now. Arcos is getting chipped down, misses with the grab, and is going to get taken out by Kless. So no Noxian Guillotine to be had now, but Naked Apron Plan taking the hurt, and are we going to see it here, maybe? Oh, nope, doesn't need to use that Noxian Guillotine. Get out of the way! No! Too late.
The kill from Ziggs across the map with that Mega Inferno Bomb. Now going to try to stop Ezreal. The tower will finish, but a quick burst kill by Ziggs, and that's going to give a double kill and the windmill back to Earthrun of Deathalamas. And Mumu and Karma speeding up here. Can they get the interrupt? No, they're not going to interrupt the neutralize, but they will stop the capture, maybe even pick up a kill here. The minefield's going to slow down both the Mumu and Karma. Teemo showing up, but Mumu just needs to land one more bandage toss. It's going to miss as Earthrun makes a quick pit stop for that health relic. There's the grab. It actually pulls the Mumu away from that mushroom, but it doesn't matter because Ziggs is still stuck around for that kiting and extra damage. Blitzcrank picking up the kill credit right there. Karma now trying to defend this neutralized tower until her teammates come up so that they can cap it back in favor of Dwar Tallgrass. But Lee Sin's going to jump across the wall, but look at that heal plus the health relic, and now there's the shield. Lee Sin having so much trouble killing off this Karma. Finally gets the kill, but Ezreal and Darius have shown up. Are they enough? No. Kless gets completely zoned, and now Lee Sin just bouncing back and forth as Blitz pulls in the Darius. There is the power fist for that knockup, and Teemo, Lee Sin, and Blitzcrank return to the windmill to cap it for Deathalamas.
Deathalamas in control of 3 points again. Top tower has been moving back and forth pretty handily so far this game. Tomahawk Joe pushing up on the bottom, but Kless is cutting around behind, and it looks like he wants a piece of that, and he knows exactly where he is. He just needs to be able to get in there and land a hit, but he doesn't want to mess with Tomahawk Joe while that ghost was active. So instead, Mordekaiser is going to go ahead and B, but that leaves a lot of people on the lower half of the map, and a lot of people from Death to Llamas on the upper half of the map. So there was a Hextech sweeper went off in the bushes up there. Timo Valandam was throwing that down to make sure there was no horrible surprises in there. Kless trying to get the Storm Shield. They're zoning away from it, enemies away from it as best they can. Kless is able to secure that, though Naked Apron Plan dives on in. Misses, though, with the Apprehend. Unfortunately, not able to keep him pinned down. A grab there from Arcos, pulling Zenthian right on into the fight, and they are able to get him pretty low, but they're not able to finish him off right away. Got the damage coming in from Ziggs right there. Arcos has to back out from the fight a little bit. Can't afford to stay in there for too much longer. The man barrier is active on him. Dustcar's damage just slowly ticking away as time passes. The longer Dustcar is left alive, the more damage does. Kless with that arcane shift over the fence there. Valandam body blocking that shot from being able to kill Naked Apron Plan. Naked Apron Plan looking a little worse for the wear. I don't know if it's a good idea for him to engage on in this or not, but Naudison sees an opportunity to go up to the top, goes up to the top, threatens that cap, forces the enemy team to come up there to stop that, and Arcos getting Naudison there with that silence there, almost killing Naked Apron Plan, still alive somehow by virtue of the essence of Painkiller. He lives on. Zenthian is able to take down Timo, but loses his life as a result now, and now Kless is trying to get out. Where's that arcane shift? Right on through that wall. Ezreal teleporting through that house, disrupting some sleeping people as he escapes, getting airborne for his troubles. Dustakar tries to save him with a banish toss, but isn't really able to do so. Doesn't really have the health or mana to be able to commit to anything further than what he had done there.
Blitzcrank sticking to Dustakar on a Mumu. Is he going to get the kill? Just needs one or two more hits. There's the grab for the kill, but that made him spend too much time chasing. Ezreal's going to come up and block it. Will the True Shot Barrage hit? It will hit, but not pick up the kill just yet. Meanwhile, blue team, as we see, has been taken down to half health on the Nexus, so now they're pretty much tied up in the overall score as we see another assault happening by the War Tall Grass here onto the windmill. Detalama's trying to defend. Timo coming around. No, he's going to maybe go for the back as Naked Apron Plan jumps in. That was a bit of a mistake though, as Darius keeps him on doing that Appian. A ton of damage going on. Kless is allowed to put out so much free damage once again, but Lee Sin this time coming around from the back. That's exactly what Naked Apron Plan needs to do, but look at that dunk coming up from Zenthian. Zenthian still puts out some good damage as Kless is now stuck with this Lee Sin right on his face. Timo also putting out so much damage. There's the burst from Blitzcrank. Don't want to risk Naked Apron Plan getting bursted down with an Arcane Shift Mystic Shot combo. Very, very well played. That's exactly what Death to Llamas needed to do from the get-go of this game. They needed to single out Ezreal. They needed to take him out. Kless has been allowed to put out so much free damage. Meanwhile, bottom lane, actually the Impale going down on Mordekaiser by Skarner. This doesn't seem like the best fight for Skarner, but he's so tanky compared to Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser taking so much burst. Can Skarner actually turn this around and turn it into a kill for Tall Grass? He will get the kill, but Naked Apron Plan shows up at the tower to get the revenge kill onto Skarner.
Yeah, Mordekaiser diving in pretty hard, opening with his ultimate right away, but Jigglypuff Skarner turning that right on around. You see, look at all these red dots all over the map. It's just Timo everywhere there. Now this in Dustakar trying to make a play for the top point, but getting pulled into that tower. Now this in a lot of hit points there. Dustakar going in. Are we going to see that? There goes the curse of the sad boy right there. Dustakar's HP was a lie. Karma keeping him alive right there, keeping him up to deliver that percent damage. It's just ticking like a clock, counting down until Arcos is going to be defeated, and just Karma, nope, Ezreal's got that under control. Kless able to finish him off right there. Karma, good job keeping a Mumu alive up there. Kless able to stand back and deliver the damage while they were busy trying to kill Karma and a Mumu there. Good play up at the windmill. Windmill changing hands once again, now going in where Tall Grass's favor.
Bottom lane, another Impale, and look at that burst damage coming out once again by Skarner. Skarner's so tanky. Ziggs forced to come and help Mordekaiser once again. Tomahawk Joe has just needed so much assistance, and this takes away a lot of the attention from top lane. Jigglypuff isn't necessarily looking for the kill, just looking to draw out a couple more players from Death to Llamas away from the windmill, away from the drill and the refinery, so that his teammates can set up a better play. Meanwhile, we see Arcos, Valandam, and Naked Apron Plan trying to wrap around against Darius and Karma. Ezreal is in the lane. They're going to go for Darius first, it seems, but Zenthian does get the shield from Karma, so they're going to back on out for now. Meanwhile, Arcos trying to land a grab across the corner of the wall right there, but Kless will jump right on out back to the windmill under the tower, and Kless has been playing exceptionally well when defending a tower, just staying away from harm's way, putting out free damage, but Amumu is going to get caught at low health, so that's a quick kill for Detalamas, and they're going to feel really confident at 4 people right now. They're running for the refinery, and we do see a ping down at the drill. Will BR Telegrass respond correctly and go for a counter cap, or is Karma just going to distract them long enough for Amumu to come back up? Karma has distracted them, but will get taken down fairly quickly once again. Meanwhile, Ziggs has returned to take away this minion wave push against the drill, maximizing the play for Death to Llamas as they now pressure the refinery, but a good true shot barrage is going to interrupt that while Skarner has taken out Mordekaiser. Gets interrupted by Ziggs Mega Inferno Bomb. Ziggs will be able to reach there in time. Teemo meanwhile gets taken down at the refinery with the help of a tower. Arcos and Naked Abraham Plan now trying to run away. Naked Abraham Plan smartly avoiding that health relic and now running Amumu through shrooms so that they can get away to safety. Darius, Ezreal, and Amumu now rejoining up at the windmill. Ezreal needs to try to run away. There is the uppercut, but not going to follow up with a grab as there isn't enough damage to follow through.
Alright, now Arcos grabbing around that speed shrine, circling around. He's just looking around, waiting for his teammates, doesn't want to go in by himself. It's very important to group up in this game mode. And nice grab right there, pulling Zenthian through the fruit stand, knocking over those watermelons right there, and Zenthian taking a lot of damage there. Mumu coming down from the top, but isn't able to connect with the Banish Toss, so he has to walk on into the fight. Kless is, Kless, I'm scared for you. That poison from Teemo was just so strong right there, taking Ezreal down. Karma trying to keep Duskar alive, buying him those extra seconds. Sometimes seconds are all you need, but Karma needs a lot of seconds right now up at the top, and she doesn't have any. She is bankrupt from seconds. Her debit card is overdrawn. She owes the bank some seconds now. Death to Llamas is able to capture that top point, but Skarner just keeps putting outrageous amounts of pressure down bottom. Skarner has just been taking out Mordekaiser in one way or another, either by killing him or by forcing him out of the lane or by forcing someone to come down from the top. Just time after time, this entire game, Naked Apron Plan having to go down there to respond to this, but Jigglypuff is not having any of that. Naked Apron Plan is like, whoa, I just picked a fight with a Scorpion, I regret this decision. Running back to Summoner Platform is going to get taken down. Blitzcrank is like, dude, it's just a bug. It's just a bug. And he splats it with his giant boxing glove.
We go on top lane, Earthrun in a very, very bad position, get caught by the Aphrian, but here comes Teemo to help defend the windmill. Earthrun is going to get dunked by that Darius though. Darius runs right into a Teemo shroom, but he doesn't care. Double kill with that reset, and now with Karma here, Darius should feel fairly comfortable helping channel the windmill. He's going to start porting back to base. Lee Sin sees this, he knows he can't fight 3v1, 4v1, so he's looking to set up against the refinery here, while Mordekaiser actually now chasing down the Scorpion alongside Blitzcrank. Can they get the kill? Jigglypuff surviving for so long. The ultimate for Mordekaiser is not going to be enough as he runs right through the health relic to pick up extra health. Mordekaiser is still chasing though. He really wants this kill, but the speed shrine helping Starter once again as Kless shows up. But that feeds Ezreal right into 3 of the enemy members. Kless trying to jump over the wall. He is successful, and that's quite a bit of a jump. Mordekaiser still chasing through. He's very persistent. Runs into a Teemo shroom. No, Mordekaiser's actually just going to pick up the kill. No problem. Ezreal dies before he runs into any of those mushrooms. Lee Sin and Blitzcrank meanwhile putting pressure onto Darius here at the refinery. Zenthian is trying to fight off a 1v2. Jigglypuff now coming to the rescue. Can he get the kills before Zenthian goes down? There's the impale onto Blitzcrank, but Blitzcrank's mana barrier is going to save him for the time being. Tower not able to finish him off. Meanwhile, Naked Apron Plan living with that shield from the Maw of Memorius, but it's not going to be enough as Jigglypuff just shredding through his health with that last whisper and other damage items.
Yeah, Jigglypuff is like, don't kill me, kill Kless instead. Ran people on a chase all the way around the map, turned around, brought it back to come to the refinery and save that point. Jigglypuff playing just awesome Skarner so far this entire game. Vlandam coming down to the bottom, trying to interrupt Duskar, but there's Jigglypuff right behind him. Arcos is alive once again, and the exhaust thrown down on Vlandam, but Vlandam's really low on mana too. Curse of the Sad Mummy goes down, keeps him right there where Jigglypuff can deliver that damage. And now Naked Apron Plan being the focus target, and his HP just going down, down, lower in a burning ring of Skarner. He is taken out with the help of Dussakar's Amumu there, but an Airborne pops Dussakar up into the air, disrupts him for a moment. Mordekaiser's able to come down there and help him, but that bought them plenty of time to secure the windmill. Just all of that pressure that Skarner has put on bottom has kept disrupting the top point for the entire game, and has kept giving Beware Tallgrass more and more chances to capture that point. By forcing people to come down, it's made for imbalanced matchups up on the top.
Yeah, you know, just Jigglypuff really deserves a lot of credit in this game. It's not just that he has some kills against Mordekaiser, it's the fact that he's distracted so much alongside Dustakar. Because of Karma's ability to keep the team alive, they've decided to opt to allow Dustakar to kind of roam and distract the enemy. There's the Impale by Skarner. Again, look at that damage going down onto Tomahawk Joe. Even with his ultimate, he's not going to survive. Instantly gets burst down on Mumu, running to chase. Blitzcrank lands the bandage toss across the corner of the wall. Skarner sees this, turns around for a second, but decides he would rather take the tower back. While Lee Sin and Teemo, both at kind of low health, roaming around the middle of the map here alongside Ziggs. They're going to spot Karma and Darius. Is this a fight they want to pick? They burst down Darius quite a bit, but there's the heal from Karma, and Karma actually picks up the kill. Meanwhile, Zentian will get hit by the last bounce of the bouncing bomb from Ziggs. Lee Sin finishes off Karma, and the windmill will go back to Death to Llamas while Dustakar is channeling on this board. Tomahawk Joe comes to stop him, but I don't think he's going to be able to pick up a kill. If anything, he needs to run. With the help of minions, Windmill still being channeled in favor of Death to Llamas. Teemo trying to keep Kless and Xanthian away from the Windmill. It is captured, a 3-1 cap now for Death to Llamas. It's a very, very close game. 116-50 and counting. Meanwhile, Dustakar gets taken out with the help of Arcos on Blitzcrank. Tomahawk Joe is still alive. They're going to start with a double channel, but needs to watch out for Skarner and Karma. Mordekaiser is going to get hit once, and he's going to die. They're not able to capture it, have to give up on that objective, and Skarner really wants this kill. He wants to take Mordekaiser out and get a safe capture here on the Boneyard, and he gets the Impale. He just needs one more hit. Is he going to get it? Yes, despite the crowd control coming up from Arcos. Jigglypuff picks up the kill, and he's feeling so confident that he's going to keep chasing this robot. Meanwhile, Naked Apron Plan, Valandum, and Earthrun are making a 3-man push against the Refinery here at the top portion of the map. Ezra going to blink over the wall into safety of his base to heal up and return as Dustakar comes in. He puts down the garrison, and they're going to defend the Refinery with all they've got, but the Nexus is not going to live much longer. Will Beware Tallgrass be able to push back and neutralize and maybe even take a tower?
Things are looking a little weird for them right now. In that last set of engagements, things have been definitely turned around in Death to Llamas' favor. The pressure is on Beware Tallgrass at this point. Arcos with a good grab right over that point there to pull Jigglypuff away, but Tomahawk Joe down, coming up from behind. He wants to deal with Jigglypuff, and Skarner is dead bottom lane. Xanthian is around that area of the map to help defend, but right now it's 3 points to 1 point, and they're going to have to get this bottom point back, and they're also going to have to get Windmill, and I don't know if they can do that at this point, especially with what's going on in the bottom lane right here. Tomahawk Joe is just living and living and living, and Xanthian is going to go down that. Oh, well, there we go. That Noxian Guillotine really helping out. Kless able to secure that bottom lane. He just needs to get that tower capture. With that tower capture, it's going to slow down that health drain on the Nexus. It's going to give them the ability to set up for a play top lane. And now, with Mordekaiser dead from that, there's going to be a amount of time before he's able to get back on the field and be in an offensive position again. Where Tallgrass can still take this, it's going to be really heavily dependent on this next play.
The thing is, Amumu already used his Curse of the Sad Mummy while he was only with Karma, not allowing for a ton of free damage for his team. It's not going to be up for whatever fight they pick here, so they need to go for a pick-off or just a shift of focus, neutralize the tower, and then force a fight. Something of that nature needs to happen, and we are seeing 4 members run towards Mordekaiser. They know he's a squishy target right now. Can they pick him off soon enough to get this tower neutralized and captured? There's the Impale. Mordekaiser's going to go down immediately. He has no chance. There's the dunk, but Blitzcrank comes in with the AoE silence, keeping the entire team of Beware Tallgrass distracted. Ezreal smartly starts the channel, but Naked Apron Plan is having none of that. Kicks Ezreal down into oblivion. Blitzcrank living with that mana barrier, keeping Skarner distracted. Double kill for Lee Sin with the help of the tower, and Jigglypuff is now forced to run. Victory is going to go to Death to Llamas as Naked Apron Plan finishes the game with a brilliant triple kill here at the Boneyard.
Now Desan was almost able to save it up at the top lane. Unfortunately, was literally 1 second too late with the Ziggs kill up there, and the victory is going to go to Death